Hey kids, Let's Make Awesome today. It's shrimp and grits. Here's the shrimp recipe. Be sure to pause it right now so you can copy it down. All right, we're going to start by making our grits. First, you're going to need 4 tablespoons of grits, 1 cup of water, and about a half a teaspoon of salt. Go ahead and get your fire going, probably about medium-high heat. Add your water. Keep in mind this is just for 1 serving, so double it if you're making 2 servings. Next, we're going to add our salt. Very simple recipe. We're using quick grits, so they're only going to take about 6 minutes to cook. Bring this up to the boil. Stir that salt in there a little bit. All right, next we're going to add our grits slowly to the water that's starting to boil. Then we're going to give it a good stir. And you just want to go ahead and cover this up. And after about 2 or 3 minutes, you want to give it another stir, just to make sure it's not going to get any lumps. All right, final stir here. Just make sure we get all the lumps out. Make sure our grits are nice and creamy. So this is the consistency we're looking for, really creamy, not too thick, because it's going to continue to cook while we cook our shrimp. So after 6 minutes of cooking, our grits are the perfect consistency, and we're ready to cook our shrimp. Just go ahead and put the lid back on these, turn the heat off, and get started on the shrimp. Time to do the shrimp part of the recipe. I've got all my ingredients laid out here, as you can see, from the recipe that I first posted in the first slide of the video. Get your pan up on medium-high heat. And we're going to add our butter. And we're going to let that melt. Stir it around a bit. Speed up the process. Next, we're going to add the grated garlic. I like to use a grater. It's much easier to clean the grater. A good stir to get the garlic distributed with the butter into the pan. Nice and gentle. Next, we're going to add our shrimp. The shrimp are peeled and deveined. All ready to go. They don't have any tails on them either. You can cook them with the tails on there. It's a matter of preference. Next, we're going to add the juice of 1/2 lemon. I've removed all of the seeds, but sometimes 1 or 2 can pop out. Don't worry, we'll remove them later. And some fresh ground salt and pepper. All right, now we're going to add my favorite ingredient in this recipe, which is the pimenton, which is a spicy Spanish paprika. It has an amazing smoky flavor. The pimenton comes in a couple of different varieties. There's the spicy and then there's the mild. I prefer the spicy, but you can use mild if you like. Next, I'm going to add the rosé wine in here. I'm going to turn the heat up just a little bit because that's going to cool off our pan and we want to get it back up. To simmer so that our sauce will reduce and get nice and thick as our shrimp continues to cook. Make sure you're turning them. And as you can see, I'm adding a little bit more pimenton here because I love the flavor of that smoky, wonderful paprika. And after doing a little taste, I found it needed a little bit more. And I found a little lemon seed in here, so I'm just going to remove that. That's why I didn't worry about putting a few on there earlier. You can always remove them later. Look at that. Now we're just trying to reduce the sauce here. And what we're trying to do here is we're just reducing this down. These are almost done. So we're going to plate up our grits. Get the grits into the middle of the pan. As you can see, our grits are a really nice consistency. They thickened up a little bit while they were sitting there, but they're still warm. Really nice consistency, and it's going to be really great for this dish. Next, we just pour our shrimp gently over the top, letting that sauce seep around the edges of the plate, and sprinkle that with a little bit of green onion, just adds a little bit more, a nice little touch to this dish. Wow, look at that. I love shrimp and grits, and I think you're going to love them too. That's all for this episode of Shrimp and Grits.